Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Being ACCA. This is Tushita Gupta, ACCA affiliate, and in this video we are continuing with our PM Pre-June mock exam debrief. In the previous videos that have been uploaded, you would have found the debrief for Section A, Section B, and in the previous video we had the first question of Section C. With this we are just at the last question before we end this exam. So this is your second question when it comes to your Section C constructed response questions. I can very well just from the first requirement find out that it's asking me balanced scorecard. So it's something about, your performance measurement aspect. This is a very common thing. The ACCA examiner in the recent attempts have, uh, frequently tested this syllabus area as a part of your Section C. So let us get started with this one. The first requirement says briefly explain how the balanced scorecard would be used to manage the performance of TDC to ensure that it is aligned with the aims that set by the equity investor. This is a 4-marker requirement. Now I'm going to read the case study. TDC is one of the most renowned privately owned vocational training center in J-Land, a developing country with a population of over 300 million. TDC was founded by two professional technicians almost a decade ago, specializing in providing short-term vocational training courses in repairing commercial vehicles. The business model of TDC has been mainly providing two levels of vocational programs, the basic and the intermediate level, with a relatively low course fee as compared to other local training providers. With the nature of the business, the main objective has been to maximize its positive cash flow position at all times. In commensurate with the pricing strategy, most of the trainers hired were partially qualified on a contract basis with revenue sharing, and TDC has been operating with a relatively low debt financing. In the recent years, with the rapid economic activities in the country, the two founders were approached by a major potential private equity investor who showed strong interest in investing into TDC to support the growth in demand of workshop technicians. Given a more ambitious aim from the major equity investor who aimed TDC to become one of the preferred vocational training centers and maintaining continuous growth in revenue and profitability, several strategic changes were initiated 2 years ago. A few major changes included broadening range of vocational programs with external certification at a higher fee charged, replacing the existing trainer team with well-known qualified trainers on a contract basis with fixed pay and revenue sharing. Significant investment in capital expenditure were also be committed in the past 2 years to upgrade the training facilities. As part of the annual performance review exercise, key financial and operating data over the past few years were given below. So this is the financial data, this is the operating data. For the first requirement, we needed to talk about how balanced scorecard can be used by this company. So you will first begin with, a brief about the balanced scorecard. Basically, it is a tool for performance measurement, and it aims to assess the achievements of the organization's goals, visions from primarily the 4 perspectives that we have studied. Number 1 being internal, financial, customer, and last but not the least, the learning and growth. My apologies. So these were the 4 perspectives which which the balanced scorecard model is based on. So you will say this in your definition. Now you will begin to link it with the scenario, to link it with the company, which is TDC company. What will you tell that based on the aim that they have set, which is to, improve the nature of services and, broadening the ranges of programs, repeating the trainer teams, capital expenditure and everything. So based on the that has been set, the aims that have been set by the equity investor, the balanced scorecard will give you more detailed depth understanding of the relationship between the 4 perspectives which are there right in front of you. So if they will, assess the internal business process, they will be able to see the customer satisfaction, they will be able to see the quality of training, and then if they focus on learning and growth, they will be able to see how to develop something which needs, which meets the needs of the industry. And basically, these are just two, a few ways through which you can say how this model can be beneficial for them. And then you can just give a conclusion that the integrated approach that the balance scorecard is providing, they will be, helping the TDC company to make one of the most preferred training centers, and then making continuous growth in revenue as well as profitability. So this is how the balanced scorecard is going to be useful for TDC companies specifically. See how important it is to link your answer with the specific company that we are talking about. Moving ahead, you see a 16 marker requirement which wants you to, for each perspective of the balanced scorecard, suggest one key performance indicator KPI with justification, and use the KPI to analyze the performance over 3 years. So the data has been given to you for 3 years. Use the template provided below to structure your answer. So for a 16 marker question, they have given you the proper template which they want you to, frame your answer in. So we will be putting in our answer in this very table over here. So firstly, talking about the financials, I can see that I have the PBIT, I have the capital employed. The ratio which very well comes into my mind is the ROCE ratio, return on capital employed. And the justification which I can give about this is that basically it is reflecting the return for all types of capital providers, for debt also, for equity also. So with the low level of debt that we have, there is such indicator is a good reflection of the equity investors also, hence it is suitable to measure the aim. So you will say that it reflects the return for all capital providers with the low level of debt that they have. It is also a good indicator which reflects the return on equity for the investors. So this is what you can write when it comes to the justification. And now we will be doing the performance analysis. So for performance analysis, I will first need to calculate this ratio for all of the 3 years. So I can put a very small table over here where I can put in the ROCE. So with respect to this, this is 20x4, 20x3, and then 20x2. So ROCE is nothing but your PBIT divided by capital employed. So for the first year, it's going to be 216 divided by 800. This is going to give you 27%. 20x3 is 132 divided by 600, which will give you 22%. And similarly, 25% for 20x2. Now you have the ROCE in front of you. Now you just have to comment, you have to do a performance analysis. So basically, if you see the trend in ROCE, it can be explained by the lower asset turnover in 20x3. So which is due to significant investment in capital expenditure, which have yet to be utilized efficiently. So the expenditure has been newly done, but we have not been able to reap the benefits completely. So the impressive surge in ROCE, the increase in ROCE, which you see in 20x4, it is an evidence that, the strategies which they have changed, they have started to withdraw, they have started to draw the market attention with more enrollments onto the wider ranges of programs that they're offering with the higher fees also. So this is how you can write about the performance analysis for the ROCE. Now let's talk about the customer perspective. So when you're talking about the customer perspective, you basically see how happy, how satisfied your customers are. So basically, they will be happy if they get a job offer after they have completed your course. So over here, your KPI, if you see, something which can help you with this is number of graduates who got employed within 6 months after graduation. So this over here can be your KPI, percentage of graduates who got employed within 6 months. So you can copy this from here and then paste it here. So this is what your KPI is going to look like. You can also say that this is your employability rate. Now let's give the justification for the same. Now, why is this justified? Why should we use this KPI and not anything else? Is that this KPI is going to reflect the quality, relevance, as well as the recognition of the course which is offered by TDC. Because if you see, there is a growing trend with this. The number is keeping on increasing. So this growing trend serves as an evidence that the programs offered has been increasingly meeting the needs of the students and the employment market. So this is how you will explain this. All right. So now if we do the performance analysis, you're first going to have to calculate the numbers. So the numbers, again, you can insert a table, and how will you calculate this? You will divide the number of graduates who were employed, that means 243, divided by the total number of graduates, which is 1350. You will calculate this for all of the years. After you have performed this calculation, you will be getting your answers. So your answers are going to be 20% for the last year, 20% for the last year, 20x4, 20x3 will be 20%, and then 18% is what it looked like in 20x2. All right. So if you see the higher level of employability rate, which you see 18% to 20%, and then again 20%, it reflects how the employers are recognizing the training programs which we are we at TDC company are giving. And then this KPI will also, the increase that you see in this KPI will also be there because of the credibility that is increasing, because we are now having an external certification body to also have the accreditation. So this is what you will give in the performance analysis. Now talking about the learning and growth perspective, what is going to be your KPI over here? KPI can be the total number of programs that you are offering. Now, why should this be the KPI? Because if you're comparing with such an indicator, you will see how the business is growing in terms of how many new training programs they are offering. So if it shows, as you see, it shows you an increasing trend, 10, 10, and then 12. So this gives you, the clarity, the fact that, because the business TDC company is now increasing this number of programs that they are offering, this reflects a broader revenue stream with a better learning and growth opportunity. So this is what you will write in the justification. Then if you talk about the performance analysis, again you can see oh sorry, I was comparing the number of trainers. The numbers are 2, 3, and 5. So the gradual increase that you see, you will plot these figures over here. You will tell that the increasing number of programs will indicate offering new programs in the year. So it is clearly, you can see that after 2000, since 2002, you are offering 3 more programs now. So these initiatives basically reflect the efforts that are there, putting by your team, by your company's employees, so that your company is having a continuous growth in revenue and also the increasing number of students as well as trainers. Now we move towards the very last thing, which is about the internal business process. So this perspective is about, what your internal business is going to look like. So over here, one very good KPI can be the student to trainer ratio. How many students is one trainer teaching? So this can be your KPI. Now, the reason why we are choosing this KPI is because this KPI will reflect the efficiency of the human resource utilization. So if your internal business processes are efficient, the ratio should be high. Now you will do a performance analysis over here. Performance analysis, you will first find out the number for all of the 3 years. So for 20x4 student to trainer ratio, basically you take the number of students and divide that by the number of trainers. So for the first year, you will have it as 317:1. And then for the next year, you will be having 290:1. And then for the next year, it's going to be 200:1. This is what your calculations are going to give you. So if you see with respect to the internal business process, you can see that, this ratio is increasing, student to trainer ratio is increasing. Basically, it is increasing the competitiveness of the programs that TDC is offering, meaning that because there are more competent trainers now, more students are willing to enroll for the training programs, and the positive changes can be impressive at the initial stage, but you should always be monitoring the student and trainers satisfaction, so that even the trainers are not dissatisfied, and even the customers, the people who are taking your courses, they should also be completely satisfied. So with this, we are done with this part, and with this part we also wind up the PM pre-June 24 mock exam. I hope that these videos have been useful in your preparation towards the exam. Thank you so much for watching. All the very best.